Erica Lynn Speaks Podcast is a place where you can grow beyond your limitations and make an impact on the world. I am Erica Lynn. I will teach you how to take the restraints off of you, begin to live free, and become unstoppable. Go to ericalynnspeaks.com.
I say Erica Lynn Speaks. Erica Lynn Speaks.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Erica Lynn Speaks Podcast. I am your host, Erica Lynn. In 2021, we are going to play bigger than we have ever played before. Is that right? How many of you guys can relate to what I'm saying? If you are joining me for the first time or have never been on this podcast and you want somebody else to play big and get some of this super excitement, make sure you share this podcast with everyone in your timeline. Start a watch party. Hell, it's enough for everybody. It is enough for everyone. You know, I'm so excited to be here because 2020 was a challenge. How many of you guys know that 2020 was a challenge? First of all, before we go any further, I'd like for you guys to know that any comments, any chats, hey, speak to me. Say, Erica, I'm here. Let me know that you guys are here, that you are in the chat room, that let me know if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're on LinkedIn, whatever. All is welcome. All is welcome. I'm just excited about, the things that is going to take place in 2021. However, we had a rough start in 2020. How many of you guys can relate to the rough start that we had in 2020? Like, give me a thumbs up. Like, hey, let me know you had a rough start in 2020. Well, anyway, in 2020, y'all know we was faced with the pandemic. Hey, Taurus, how are you? Thank you for joining my podcast today. And just like Taurus know and everyone else know, we was faced with the pandemic in 2020. We was faced with the bad and corrupt politics at its finest. And every time in our lifetime, right, we see things in our decade or in our century, you're like, dang, our parents experienced that. Our parents, they marched with Martin Luther King, right? Because that's the biggest thing. They marched on Washington. Well, we can say that we, in our generation, we experienced corrupt and bad politics at its finest, right? But in addition to that, we were faced with loss of some stars like Kobe Bryant and Chadwick Boseman, just to name a few. In addition to that, many of you all were faced with the loss of your loved ones, and my prayers go out to you and your family, all those who lost your friends and loved ones. But on a lighter note, my favorite, a lot of you guys were faced with the loss of your waistline. How many can relate to that? How many lost your waistline? Like when you look down, it's like, whoa, it used to be a waist here. I used to could button my belt. Now I got to get the knife and burn it. How many know you got to get the knife and burn it and make another hole, right? But through the midst of it all, through the midst of everything that we went through, you guys are still here. You are still here. You have a lot to be thankful for. I'm thankful that you guys are at least joining me on the podcast. I'm thankful that you made it through, right? I know you guys have a lot to be thankful for. You made it through, but out of everything that we went through, out of all the experiences that we had, there's one thing that still bothers me, is that you guys were strong enough to face a pandemic. You were strong enough to face of being broke. Some didn't know like what was going to happen tomorrow, how you was going to put food on the table. You were strong enough to face dealing with your spouse, right, that you had to see every day because they couldn't leave the house and you could leave the house. You were strong enough to face all the tragedies and situations that happen. But what I don't understand is why, when it comes to you, you have a problem with fixing you. You have a problem with fixing what is preventing you and stopping you from moving forward and growing in your life. Like, I don't understand that. That just boggles me. Like, you have a problem with going forth in your goals. So many people just have excuses, or better yet, they just don't do anything at all. But have you heard the saying that things will get better in 2021? So I got one question for you. Answer this. Tell me how. Tell me how things in your life is going to get better in 2021. Put it down in the chat box. Taurus, let me know. How is things going to get better in your life in 2021? Hello, Cousin Kati. How are you? I see you kicking butt. You started in 2020, honey. I got a lot to do to keep up with you. You get them flat abs going on. I said, oh, when I finish doing all this workout, I'm going to have to get surgery. Not before I lose the weight, but after I lose the weight. So I'm still going to do the hard work. Yes. So a New Year's resolution won't do it because many people say, in New Year in 2021, I'm going to start losing weight. I'm going to stop smoking cigarettes. I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to start doing that. And then you start it, but then you fall off. Like most of the people that have a New Year's resolution, it lasts 4 weeks at the top. You know how they always say in January, the gym is packed. Kati, are you experiencing the gym being super packed? Can't really get on the machines that you normally get on? Well, don't worry. By next week or the week after next, you'll have plenty of room because everybody will be tired and don't want to keep going to the gym. But that's the thing. See, if we could go through all of that, I want everyone to know that change is good. Because if you stay in the same place, then you keep doing the same things. But if you're open to change, then you're going to experience a lot of different things in life. You know, there's a quote I have for you guys. This is from Iyanla Vanzant. Change is difficult. How many know that change is difficult? Change is even because sometimes you're just totally scared to change. Change is constant. We're always changing and evolving, new things, new day, everything changes. It's just not going to stop. But change is inevitable. There's nothing that you can do to stop the change. So you might as well get on the bandwagon and go along with the change, but make the change the best change that you can make it. Be the best you, do the best things, like open up the best company, whatever it is that your change is. Be the best at it, experience it and enjoy it and love it. Yes. Kati, you said, yes, I am ready for them to leave the gym. Exactly. I'm gonna put the messages up here for everyone to see. There you go. And yes, and so change is just something that we cannot stop. Change is a part of life. Change is a part of growth. You know, without change, then you're going to always stay the same. Without change, then things are always you're going to just keep making excuses. Well, you know, what you're going to say, it's January now. Well, I'll change in 2022. Things will get better in 2022. You know, no, start changing now. How many say that in order to change, you're like, well, I don't know how to change. I don't know what to do. What you say, Kati? She says, this is true. Change is necessary. And if you want to grow, absolutely. If you want to grow, hey, Kati, tell them, if you want to see that waistline that you lost in the pandemic, well, in order to see it again, you guys can't see, man, because I don't have the camera set to the way it is. But my waistline is back and I'm excited about it. But I had to change. I had to do a lot of work in order to see my waistline again. But you have to change. And see, in order to change, there's a couple of things that you have to do. The first thing is you have to identify. So if you identify that you have a problem, you have to identify that what you have been doing has not been working. So in order to be open for a change, you got to say, I've been doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and it is not working. So now at least you were honest with yourself and saying, I tried, or my thought process needs to change. Something is not right, but it's not working. So that's the first important thing, is identify that the change or the things that you're doing in your life is not working. Okay. The second thing that you have to do is be open to all possibilities. Be open to all possibilities, because, you know, sometimes somebody might come into your life that you didn't even expect to come. And they might drop a nugget. Y'all heard the new saying, right? That's the new term, dropping a nugget. And they might drop a nugget and you like, oh, okay. And I'm not talking about food, but I'm talking about a nugget of knowledge. Like, right. And you didn't even expect that nugget of knowledge to come from that person. Or that person could be 10 years younger than you, 20 years younger than you. But if you be open to all possibilities, they can help be in the process of your change. So one example I will give you is, remember I talked to you guys about when my nephew was over here, the 10-year-old Donovan, super smart. But just listening to him teach me about animals and squids and octopus and snakes and things like that, I learned a whole lot of things, because you can learn something from the younger generation. So just be open to all possibilities. Be open to learn and listen, no matter who it's coming from. Be open, right? So what did, because thank you, Kati. She said, love you, cuz I'm headed to the, oh, good. Go ahead, girl. She headed to the gym. That's awesome. Keep working it, girl. I know you, I seen your waistline. It's back. It's snatched. Yes. Pastor Barb. Hi, Pastor Barb. How are you? She says, it's insane to keep doing it wrong. So she's absolutely correct. If you keep doing the same thing, the same way, over and over again, guess what you're going to get? The same results. So you have to be open to all possibilities. All possibilities. You never know what you're going to learn, what you're going to get if you just open your mind for those experiences. I got to turn my ringer off. Step 3 is begin to take action. You got to begin to take action, because once you learn the things that you need to learn, and you got to start working on your goals. So don't just learn your goals, but start taking action on working on your goals. Okay, there we go. Like my tab, when I hang my cell phone up, my tablet starts ringing, but that means I'm important, right? Somebody likes me. But anyway, you got to begin to take action. You have to begin to take action in order to achieve those goals. In order to change that mindset, you got to take action. See, sometimes people think that in order to take action, you got to have it all right. You got to have all the answers. You got to know everything out. But if you wait until the end till you have everything, then you might miss out on some opportunities, some things that God had for you. Just like I could tell you, for me, for example, I didn't have all of this together. I didn't know how to do a podcast. I wasn't great at getting on stage speaking. Yeah, I went to speaking class, or I wasn't the best coach at the beginning, but I took action. I just jumped out there and I started saying, let me help you. Let me be a blessing to you. Or I started my own events and speaking at my own events. I got behind this camera and I started this podcast. So it was not easy at first, but I took action. I was ready to make a change. I was ready for my life to be different than it had ever been before. But in order for me to do that, I had to continue to go through the steps. The steps are the same. It's just the people that's changed, the people that's different. The steps never change. It's your mindset that does. So you have to be willing to take change, to take action. Step 4 is take a leap. Take that leap. I mean, what's going to happen if you take that leap? So what? You fall on your face. So what? You fall on your booty and your little scar, you got to put some ice on there. But guess what? When you fall, you're going to get up again. And you might even fall again. But you're going to get up again. But guess what you're going to do? You're going to learn lessons. Dang, I didn't do that the right way. That made me fall. I better not try that again. But at least you know what not to do. So when you keep taking the leap, then one day you're going to take that leap and God going to have a plan for you. He going to catch you, say, hey, this is where you need to be. This is where I want you to go. This is your purpose. This is what you have to do. So don't be afraid. Take the leap. Step 5 is inspiration. Inspiration. The reason why I say inspiration, right? Sometimes many of us need somebody saying, Erica, you could do it. Taurus, you could do it. Pastor Barb, you could do it. But guess what? Sometimes you are your own inspiration. You cannot expect someone to inspire you totally every day, because someone is not going to be with you every day. You're going to have God with you every day. You're going to have your life lessons with you every day. You're going to have things and people, additional people that you see along the way, but they're not going to be with you every day. But guess one way that you can do to inspire yourself? What you cannot see behind the camera is my vision board, my poster boards, my short-term goals, my long-term goals. And I wrote my short-term goals in 2018. And I sat back yesterday and I was on the phone with a friend and I started reading my short-term goals. And he was like, check that, check that, check that. Out of 19 goals, there was only 5 that I had not completed. That's pretty darn good. You know what that did for me? That's totally inspired me to saying that the change that I made in my life, I was on the right path, that I am on the right path, that I'm just not going to stop. I'm going to keep doing what I'm going to do. So what I'm saying is that was an inspiration for me. I learned how to inspire myself. You have to inspire yourself. You have to keep doing what you need to do. Don't give up. Don't stop. Like, just keep going. And if you need a little inspiration, guess who's here? I'm your girl. I'm here to help you. I'm always here to inspire. I got all this like energy. I got to give it to somebody. I'm totally like, sometimes you be thinking I drink coffee, y'all. I don't even drink coffee. I'm just like this all the time. That's because I'm excited and happy about life. I'm excited and happy about change. I totally am excited and happy about inspiring you into walking into 2021 and making the changes necessary for you to go forward in your life and reach your goals and just be the best that you can be. But I had to start somewhere, and so do you. So the next step is need. Simply is this. Need is this. You have to reprocess and reevaluate your life. No matter where you started and where you end up, you always have to reprocess and reevaluate because things are going to constantly change. You heard what I said in the quote. Change is inevitable. And so when things change, then your needs change, your wants change, just your life change. You move to a new house. You need new furniture. So you got to change that. You put on weight. You got to buy bigger clothes. You change that. You lose weight. You get to buy smaller clothes, whatever it is. But you always have to reevaluate and reprocess your needs. And last but not least is growth. See, growth is so important because growth means that you did change. Growth means that you made the necessary changes that you needed to make. You know, growth means that you grew into the person that you always wanted to be. How many people say, I always wanted to be a doctor? You grew into being that doctor, meaning you went to school, you did what you had to do. You elevate your mindset from saying, I'm a student to now I'm a doctor. Growth means that you have grown into the person that you have always wanted to become. But in order to get there, it is some work. I'll be lying to you if I'm saying that it comes easy. It's not. But if this is something that you want, then you work hard for it. You don't just expect it to come to you. You get up, you work hard for it. Just like we talking about this waistline that everybody lost during the pandemic. You work hard to get it back. Like Katishi's going to the gym right now. You guys, I get up and go to the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't necessarily post my videos all the time, but that doesn't mean that I'm not back here working. Like there's little gratifications that make me happy. Like my face is smaller on camera. If you guys go back and watch the videos from 2 years ago, I had a big neck, big chin. But so I'm happy to have grown into the woman that I've always wanted to be. You see, this is the funny thing about life. When we resist or avoid looking at ourselves, the universe will hold up that mirror, making denial impossible. So you're not able to deny what's right in front of you. You're not able to deny your reality. So if you are not focused on making change, if you're not focused on you and focused on your life and building and growing and expanding, the universe is going to hold that mirror up and say, hey, you're in the same place that you were in 2020. You're in the same place that you have been all your life. When are you going to change? You know, so one of the things that I will say to you guys is this. I love this saying here. You're saying, dear past, thank you for all of those lessons. But then say to your future, dear future, I am ready. What are you ready for? So begin to ask yourself those questions. What are you ready for? What are you ready to experience? What are you ready to do in your life? You know, when you obtain all of the tools, techniques, support needed to assist you, to help you with your change, you will not only change, but you will grow. You would start businesses. You would have a loving family. You will be successful in your own right. If you will be the best pastor that you were called to be. You will be the best mother that you will put on this earth to be. You will be the best father that you were here to teach lessons to these young people. Whatever it is, you will be better and greater. See, what's most important is, and when you do it, when you change, I'm telling you, you'll be fierce. You'll be bold. You will be unstoppable. How many people want to be unstoppable in 2021? How many people want to be unstoppable? I know I'm one of them people. I want to be unstoppable. I want to be bold. I want to walk down the street with my head held high. I said, I am happy to accomplish everything that I am accomplishing. And guess what? When you work hard at your change, can't nobody take it from you. How many people know what I'm talking about? Tell me, I know what I'm talking about. When you work hard at something, can't nobody take it for you. Just like when you in school and you study for the test and you get that A, can't nobody take that A from you. What you get self-gratification. You feel like, oh, I'm smart. I deserve to be in this class. So that's the same with the changes that you want to make in your life, the things that you want to accomplish in your life. You got to work hard at it so that no one can take it from you. No one can stop you. You can walk, you can be bold and fierce, and you can just be like, I am Erica Lynn. And would you say, Taurus, I am Taurus Johnson. I am bold. You see, when I met Taurus years ago, Taurus had health challenges, but Taurus worked hard at doing everything that he needed to do to stay focused in his life. And one day I looked up on Facebook and he got married and he found a wonderful, beautiful wife. But he did that because he focused on himself. He did what he needed to do to make his changes in his life. And now he's a wonderful husband and with a wonderful wife. I see all those beautiful pictures that you post. So God bless you, Taurus, and your wonderful wife. God bless you. Taurus says, loving all of the positive, thank you, Taurus. But I don't mind sharing this positivity. But I had to see what people don't know is I tell you, before I went through a depression, I was sad. I wasn't always happy like this. Like sometimes people would see the happiness, but my happiness wasn't deep, rooted. It's rooted in my belly. I'm telling you, if you guys can see my belly, my core is strong. It's rooted in my belly. And when it's rooted in your belly, it comes out through your body and it just comes out your mouth. So this is where my positivity comes from, is because I worked hard for my change. I had to love on myself. I had to stay up sleepless nights. I had to pray. I had to get with the sisters in Christ and pray with them and read the Bible and just totally reinvent the wheel. But I had to do some hard work. So if I was willing to do my hard work, are you guys willing to do your hard work? I mean, just let me know. And if you are willing to do your hard work, if you are open to all of the possibilities, I am willing to walk with you. I am willing to guide you. I am willing to show you and help you and pray with you and be there for you so that you can walk into your change and you can be, you can own it outright, and nothing and no one can take that change from you. See, in order to have what you want to have, you have to be willing to change that mindset. You have to be willing to change the way you think about things. You have to be willing to say, if this is not working for me, if it had not worked for me, what am I doing wrong? Let me change the way I think about it. And if you can't do it by yourself, reach out and ask for help. I had coaches. I had help. I have wonderful friends in Christ that allows me to talk to them and share what's going on in my mind. And in return, they pour into me. They love me. And until, see, at first, the change wasn't easy, but I had the will to change. And I just kept working at it and working at it and working at it. And then there go my change. And I'm able to be here and bring to you Erica Lynn Speaks Podcast. What are you willing to do? I'm going to ask you that. Answer that question. That is the last question that I'm going to ask you. And I'm going to get off of this podcast. What are you willing to do to make your change in 2021? And if you need some help making your change, all you have to do is go to ericalynnspeaks.com. I got a free consultation right there. It's not going to cost you anything. I mean, like, how many people are going to pass up an offer with somebody offering you to walk with you and help you and to understanding and identifying what you need in order to make your change. Just go to EricaLynnSpeaks.com. I'm here with you. I'm not going nowhere. I appreciate you guys. I love you all so much. Make sure that that you share this podcast on your timeline. Tell somebody. Somebody needs to hear this message. That is what I am here for every Friday, live at 5. Every Friday, live at 5, to share a message, because if it's not you, it could be your sisters, your brothers, your friends, someone on your timeline needs to hear a message. I didn't come here to just hear myself speak. I came here to be a blessing, to be a blessing, to share the things that God has placed inside of me so that I can share with others. I really appreciate you all joining me every Friday. Like just giving me your time and your attention to hear what I have to say, because I hope that something that I said resonated with you, that allows you to be open and say, I am ready to make my change. I'm not going to keep doing things the same way that I've done them before. I am ready to do something totally different than I have done before. And if you're ready, as I said before, to make your change, all you got to do is go to EricaLynnSpeaks.com. Hey, I'm your girl, Erica Lynn. I'll leave you guys with my little commercial, and I'm out. God bless you. I will see you next Friday. When? Friday at 5. Taurus, thank you for joining my podcast. It was a blessing to have heard from you again. Hi, Diane. Diane, she always blesses us. Diane made a change. She got up and she walked. That's because she had that mindset. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep doing what I need to do. I'm going to keep doing it until I take my first step. She took her first step. When are you going to take yours? I'm Erica Lynn. God bless you. And I'll see you next Friday.
When Erica Lynn speaks, you take one step beyond you.
One step beyond you. I say Erica Lynn speaks. Erica Lynn speaks. One step.
This podcast was brought to you by EricaLynnSpeaks.com. Sign up for your free consultation today at EricaLynnSpeaks.com/work with me. And just remember, it only takes just one step beyond
One step beyond you. I say Erica Lynn speaks.